So this weekly watch video will be covering what I've watched in the past 2 weeks, and we're starting off with Love Upon a Time. I have finished episode 9 of this series, and I have thoughts. So basically, the information we have currently now is Kun is someone in the present, right, who is sent back to the past, and he has the exact facial features of someone named Clow at that time. So from what we know, Clow was murdered when he was investigating some sort of opium trade at that time. And before he completely gives up the ghost, he kind of pleads to leave, and I guess that is the sort of magical kickstart thing that makes Kun come to this particular period of time. So what I want to know now is, now that Kun is here and he started to sort of gain a lot of Klaus memories of that time, if he does succeed in exposing this opium trade thing, which I guess is the reason he's here, from the wish that Clow made, does he get transported back home? Or does he get a choice to decide if to return back to the present or to stay in the past? And if he does return to the present, I do hope they don't do that thing of, oh, this person has returned from the past and they miss, whoever they were in love with in the past. And then we just get a montage of someone with the exact face of someone from the past, walking by, and then we're to assume that this person is that person, and then in the present time, they're going to get together. I hope we don't do that. I actually hope he gets to stay, but it is kind of sad. If he stays in the past, that means he's going to let go of his friends, his mom, his life in the present. So I don't really know which direction the series is going to go with, but I am quite enjoying it, and I hope the last 3 episodes will stick to landing well. Following that, I also watched Rocky or Rani prem kahani. I hope I'm saying that right. And wow, Ranveer Singh is such an amazing actor. He basically steals every single scene he's in this show. He is confident, he is charismatic. I totally get why Rani would fall for him. His lines, they would completely work on me. And he's so earnest and so sweet. I think that's what kind of smoothing some of the rough edges of his actions. The fact that his actions come from a place of love, from a good place, not from a place of malice. Even when he's kind of in the wrong, you can kind of not really hold it against him. His lines in certain scenes, I don't even know how a different actor would have been able to deliver those lines so confidently and still been able to win our hearts. Like when he says, "Where were you? There." No, where was she? There you. Or when he says, "Rani is a jiggery." Or where he says, "So basically, you're just using me for my body." Oh God, he is so good in this movie. So good. But as much as I loved this movie, there were certain things that began to detract from my joy in the movie, especially towards the end, in the second half of the movie, where things became more serious. So the first would be Rani's family. The way they're so, I guess they're trying to portray them as this very modern family, with modern values. I get that, but it is a bit on the nose. No, not just a bit. It is very, very on the nose, the way they behave, the way the mom speaks, especially the language she uses, the way she gesticulates. It's very, I get it. They're very educated. They're very liberal thinking, but my God, it is really on the nose. isn't it? And then like towards the end, where Rani and Rocky get to live with the other person's family, I don't understand how basically everyone in the family gets to have some sort of character growth. Like they get to learn something and become a better person. In that part, there is basically this particular thing you're doing is wrong. You need to do this. Like you need to change this about yourself. There's basically that for everyone except Rani. Like Rocky learns that, women are not just there to serve him, to cook for him, to do his laundry, that these are things that every human should be able to do. Like these are life skills, they're not just restricted to one gender. And he finally gets to stand up to his father and his grandfather in the end, right? Same thing with Rani's family. Like even though they're educated, they do kind of look down on Rocky in the beginning, and eventually they grow and they learn to not do that, to be more accepting. Same with Rocky's family. Like his mother and sister learn to stand up for themselves, and so like everyone has some sort of growth except Rani. Like she's the only one who is right about basically everything, and I felt like they should have given her something to just some sort of growth in that time period. And then the biggest thing that was something else in this movie was the way Rocky and Rani helped their grandparents cheat. And this isn't like under the grasses, very, very hush hush type of cheating. Like we had romantic music playing kind of cheating. Almost like the movie was telling us that it's okay for him to cheat because his wife is, a horrible person, or his wife mistreats everyone around her or something like that. Which is like, that's certainly a choice, and it takes up such a huge part of the movie. I could not ignore it. Like all of their scenes, the two grandparents, I was just like, forward, forward. I cannot. This, yes, his wife is horrible, but I do not support this. The movie is still a really fun watch though. It's something lighthearted that you can just watch, have some laughs, a lot of laughs. The romance is cute. It's a nice feel good rom-com movie. Moving on to Gully Boy. And while I was watching this movie, and even after I've watched it, there's a particular line that comes to mind basically to describe Murad's journey in this movie. I cannot remember where I heard this line, but the line basically is regret hurts way more than consequences. So it is better to chase whatever your dreams, your passions are, and even if they don't work out, if there are consequences to you choosing to chase your dream instead of going the usual socially acceptable way, those consequences are going to be better than having regrets that you never even tried in the first place, basically. That is in a way what this movie is about. Murad chasing his dreams, regardless of whatever the naysayers were saying. And while this journey of him, going after what he's passionate about is very interesting and lovely, the parts of the movie that had me most interested, that had me glued to my screen, were the little side characters, the little side stories that progressed along with this main one of Murad's singing career. So the first would be his relationship with his father. Like that relationship was something to behold, especially the scene where his father is hitting his mother, and then he steps in and his father hits him, and eventually he kind of overpowers his father, like has him in a like he has his hands locked, and there's this look that goes between the two characters where there's this I don't even know what to call it, like there's this truth Like there's this fact that comes up, like this boy, like his son is now a man and he can no longer hit him. Well, not actually that. It's more of a the fact that I've been allowing you to hit me all this time isn't because I can't defend myself against you. It isn't because I can't overpower you. I've just been letting you do it, I guess, out of respect. But you are not allowed to hit my mother. Like, even after he overpowers his dad, he lets him go and his father still hits him. But there is now this new phase to the relationship. Like, you are not really in charge. I'm just letting you be in charge, really. And that scene is so well played. My God, the look that goes between father and son in that scene where they've come to this new understanding, like, oh, it is gorgeous. And then Murad's relationship with his friend too, the one who steals cars and sells drugs. That was another very complex relationship. Like you can tell Murad is in strong opposition to this guy stealing cars and using children to sell drugs. And they have so many fights regarding these issues in several scenes. But it is quite fascinating that even after the fights, like really brutal fights, they still reconcile. Like, and they still love each other. They're still supportive of each other about, making it in life. I found that relationship very, very interesting. And then we go on to my favorite character in this movie, Safina, played by Alia Bhatt. And oh my God, how do I say this? Safina is a very crazy bitch, and I mean this with every bit of respect that I can muster. Like, that girl is a crazy shit, and it was so fun watching Alia Bhatt in this role. She had some of my favorite scenes in the entire movie. Very, very memorable scenes. Like, first of all, when she finds out that there's this girl who is messaging Murad, and she just jumps out of the bus and goes straight after the girl. And side note, when she and the girl fights, as much as I don't like the fact that they were fighting over a guy, that fight scene is one of the best fight scenes I've seen in any movie, any series, anything ever. It is so goddamn realistic. Like the way both of them are going at each other, like it doesn't feel choreographed. Like there are no like swift camera cuts or anything like that. The way it is just so visceral. Like you can see that these two people are trying to vent their anger at the other person. Like that fight scene was so fun to watch. Like as a fight, it felt very, very real. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Safina and this girl, they have a fight, right? Their parents eventually get involved. No one but the two of them knows the reason for this fight. So the two of them know it's because this girl messaged Murad and Safina is Murad's girlfriend. And then the parents come and they're like, okay, what happened? And the way Safina handled this scene, my God. Like, and I say this with respect, that girl is an evil bitch. The way she was, the way she immediately turned on the other girl and was like, the reason we fought is because she was messaging Murad. And no, I didn't fight her because like I'm dating Murad. I only fought her because I wanted to tell her to focus on her life instead of going after boys. And then the way she immediately told the parents to check the girl's phone and then handed her phone over to her parents to check. Like, I have nothing to hide, yo. Like, I was just doing this out of the goodness of my heart. I was watching out for her future. She ate that scene and left no crumbs. Like, that on the spot, coming up with all that, I love to watch this character. Or when she and Murad were like on a break kind of thing, and then her parents are trying to get her into an arranged marriage, and she's given like biographies of several suitors, and she just picks one out of the pile. And when the guy shows up, it turns out to be one of Murad's friends. And the two of them, the parents let them have some private talk in the bedroom. And she point blank tells this guy, "You had better get Murad to call me ASAP, or I swear to God, I'm going to tie you into this marriage. I have absolutely no intention of saying no. If you don't get Murad to call me, we're getting married, baby." She was so crazy, so scary in that scene, and I was like, my God, this is some crazy shit, but still so fun to watch. So many of the things she does is so wrong, but you just can't help but be entertained by her antics. Anyway, Gully Boy was really, really nice. I loved it. I immediately watched it after Rocky or Rani because I wanted to see Ranveer Singh in something else. And moving on, I have also finally finished Filing for Love. So let's take the characters one by one. First of all, Jail's brother is an irritating ass. Like, his antics get on my nerves so much. Like, if you want to be evil, fine, be evil. But the way he just constantly needles at his brother, poking at his, his weak spots. I know you're an evil person, but this is beneath you. You can do better. And then Ajong, my God. I thought she couldn't get any worse, but how wrong was I? And it is so nerve grating when she's confronted and she starts acting like some sort of downtrodden person, like she has been denied what rightfully belongs to her sister. The way this girl was bringing generational disgrace to the sisterhood, attacking an innocent woman and holding on to a married man that didn't want her. Like, girl, I don't even want to spend much time speaking on her character. She was just certainly something this last 3 episodes. Moving on to Ina and Kijun. Oh my lord, the way the two of them stood by each other in the midst of all the chaos going on, the way they tried to be there for each other, the way they wanted to defend each other. Oh, it was the sweetest thing ever. When Kijun said, "I've never liked this company even close to how much I like her," with regards to Ina, oh my lord. Listen to my heart to beat. And when he was willing to take the fall for everything just to take the heat off of Ina, that scene was so beautiful and also sensible, because as far as any of their colleagues know, he could have held a grudge against Ina. The way it made sense in the context of the story for him to be like, okay, I only sent this report in because I was holding a grudge against her. See how it doesn't seem like the writer just pulled it out of their ass, like it makes sense in line with what had been happening in the story. And Ina, oh my lord, Ina, my queen, my love. Who wrote this female character? Like, it's so good. For example, in the interrogation scene where she told the person interrogating her that he couldn't scare her, and then she told him if he wanted to scare her, this is how he should do it. I think I got a hard on in that scene. She was so magnificent. And of course, all the things happening around her, all the chaos that's brimming to the surface, the way that people were hounding her, the way they were going after things that happened in the past that she wanted to keep hidden. Of course, she would be troubled by this thing. But in context of the Ina we've been seeing for the last, 8-9 episodes, it would not make sense. It would make zero sense for her to immediately break down, especially in front of the people antagonizing her. If there's one thing, even though it could be a negative of her character, Ina doesn't like to show her weaknesses. So it made perfect sense that in front of those people who were attacking her, she was very held together, she was very strong, she was very, heads up, I have nothing to hide. But still, this is a testament to what a great actress Shin Hye-sun is. In those moments of strength, you can see in her eyes as she's putting up a front for these people who are attacking her. Like, you can still see the pain. You know what I mean? You can see she's troubled by a lot of what is happening, but she's not going to let these things get to her. I love that character so much. And then after they overcome all of these troubles, we still got like 20 minutes of our couple being a couple. Like, they're in love, they're arguing, they reconcile. Like, this drama was so perfect, and I love the fact that they did not do any stupid breakup for your own good in the last episode and then magically get back together a few minutes to the end. I loved everything about the last episode, except Ajong. I didn't want to see her again. Yeah, that's it. I think that's basically everything I've watched in the last 2 weeks. Bye.